Will swapping through these actually make a difference? 2, 1. Yay, it didn't give me spam. Yay, wave. Hi guys, and welcome to another video. So today we're going to be doing the Sepulchre of Dragrimmar. I'm never going to learn how to say the name of the dungeon. Hold on, let's hover over it on the map. Here, the Sepulchre of Dragrimmar. I don't even know what a Sepulchre is, but there you go. Showing off my ignorance there. We can, before starting off with that, of course, read the Master Dungeon Guide of last video's dungeon, which was Frostmore's Burrows. That ended up as a 3-part dungeon. This next one isn't quite that long, so it'll probably be 2 parts, or maybe even 1 part, depending on how I fancy doing it. But Frostmore's Burrow, for such a long and awesome dungeon, it doesn't actually get much of a description here in the guide, but it says, outside Frostmore's Burrows, a Norn storyteller once regaled listeners with tales of a great worm named Frostmore that burrowed through the mountains. According to the tale, the worm could not be killed. Many great warriors had fallen while attempting to slay the beast. Frostmore and its brood, it seems, were distant cousins to the sand, chaos, and desert. Chaos, yes, mention chaos worms. Best types of worms, and desert worms. Ice worms have a thick blubber layer beneath their tough skin. Why wasn't this on Wiki? In the video, I went on Wiki in the video and read out all the information we know, but that, for some reason, wasn't on the notes. That should be in the notes on Wiki. Maybe I should do that. But they have a thick layer of blubber beneath their tough skin, apparently, which insulates them from the frigid temperatures of the Shiver Peaks. It also makes them all but impervious to harm, whether it's from physical or magical means. Unfazed by the warnings, we ventured into the worm's lair to test our steel and skills against these formidable opponents. And we came out winning, as the book doesn't tell us, but we did. So we're going to be doing the next one. We're actually, if I remember rightly, there are 1 dungeon we've already seen, okay, which is the heart of the Shiver Peaks. That's a part of the main Eye of the North storyline, which I won't be doing. That's the last one. One of them I'll be doing on my own because it's got an awesome quest attached to it to do with map pieces. One of them is the one that we did in the Punch-Out tournament. So really, we're getting we're almost halfway through here. So pretty awesome. And yeah, this I think we're basically ready to just go actually now. We're going to be having another race here. These are all you guys who turned up this time. There is going to be another team racing on, and this isn't a Ventrilo run like the last one, so there'll be lots of chat going on in the chat box for you guys to read. And who knows which team will win? Will it be ours or will it be theirs? Who knows? Don't forget, guys, before we start the dungeon, I may as well remind you, a few less people turned up today actually, so it is slowly dying away. So do remember, every single weekend, Saturday and Sunday at 6 o'clock GMT, you can come here to Doomlore Shrine in the American English District 1. And I will be here, and you can come and play the run with me. If you've never been before, I always those people get precedence over other people, so you will have a chance to come. So please don't be scared. Come along and play with us. So yeah, we'll make sure everybody's ready, and then we'll zone over to Sifala. I'll see you again actually, but all we're going to do is zone to Sifala and then walk out over here, which we saw many times in Eye of the North. So I'll see you just outside the dungeon, okay, for our the beginning of the race and entry to the dungeon itself. So I'll see you guys in a second. Why are there so few Jotun here? There are barely any. There's usually 2 groups here. On our way in the cave just now, I haven't shown you it, but on the way in the caves, there were only like 1 instead of whole groups. There's usually like 6 Jotun here, but there's none this time. What the hell? Has somebody got some kind of quest that's changing the spawns? Have I got a quest that's changing? Wow, I've got quite a lot of quests actually. Probably should sort these out, but I'll probably forget before filming, before ending the video. We'll come up this way. And yeah, you got this awesome room here, which I did show at one point in the Eye of the North Let's Play. It's a pretty awesome room, like this, the really weird slanted one. And actually up here on the right, though, last time we went left, up here on the right, you actually see some guys you can speak to just out the front. You see here, you've got the guy Outrunner Remlock who actually gives you the mission. You've got Sonia the Crimson. Actually, I do vaguely remember. Did we actually challenge her to a bear fight? A bear fight. It would be amazing if you could actually turn into a bear as well. Did we challenge her?
What is your business?
Yeah, we did. So she'll give us a bounty. But here you got 2 sage, 2 dwarves actually right here. You've got Sage Bolnar, who says, I'd rather dig into a good book than cold dirt, if you take my meaning, friend. The only aid I can... Oh no, we should probably speak to this guy first. So first you've got Outrunner Remlock, who says, you've got the look of one who understands dwarves. Yes, I think you'd be more suitable. Listen to my tale. After many years of searching, I've tracked down an artifact of great importance to the dwarven people, the Anvil of Dragrimmar. See, this is another powerful dwarven artifact that's deep under the earth. Some say the great dwarf himself stood at this anvil forging great and powerful weapons, much as he forged our people. Remember this story about how he forged everyone on Anvil Rock? Alas, time clouds the stories and the anvil's resting place was lost. But we know it lies in wait for the time when our people will need it once again. We believe that time is nigh, and my research has led me here. I guess that this story kind of takes place during Eye of the North, before the giant battle between the Great Dwarf and the Great Destroyer. See, what would be really cool is if having completed this dungeon gave you like a bonus quest that helped you in the final mission of Eye of the North. That would be so cool. We believe the time is nigh, and my research has led me here. I tried to explore the depths of the Sepulchre, but the traps befuddled me. At heart, I'm a fighter, not a thinker. I need someone with the wit to navigate the traps and the strength to brave the terrors below to escort me to the anvil. If you've a will to help, the dwarven people would be eternally indebted to you. Okay, I'll forge ahead. I'm not a thinker either, I just hit things. It's so true, really. The heroes in Guild Wars are they just hit things. But this dungeon is pretty cool, as you might guess. There's a lot of secrets and puzzles and cool little things you can do here. We can speak to Sage Bolnar here, who says, I'd rather dig into a good book than cold dirt. So he's the opposite, basically, if you take my meaning, friend. The only aid I can lend you in finding the anvil is through our stories and the knowledge I've acquired of this place. Alright, so what can you tell me of the anvil? Legends tell of an anvil of great power called the Anvil of Dragrimmar. Some say it was used by the great dwarf himself. Upon its face he forged weapons with the strength of our people and shields as unbreakable as our collective will. I wonder if, like, when they all turned to stone, that was somehow like armor somehow related to this stuff. That'd be quite cool. There's no doubt that the anvil does exist, but whether it truly belonged to the Great Dwarf, that mystery may never be uncovered. See, I love this, how they don't just specifically say it does. You know, it's ancient history and nobody really knows. In the real world, nobody really knows stuff about everything in ancient history. So it's cool that when games do this as well. Like, that's particularly why I like the Elder Scrolls, because it's always so shrouded in mystery and nobody has the real answer. Anyway, but I do believe we are close to reclaiming it, and who knows, perhaps the answer to this mystery will finally be found as well. The time grows dark, friend. It doesn't take a scholar to see that, and even I will rest easier knowing that the power is back in our hands. Alright, cool. So, what defences might we face? Ah, there's the rub. The nub of the matter, you might say. Of defences, this place has many. I've seen some, at least as far in as Remlock led us. You will find gates within, all sealed and named for the virtues of our people received from the Great Dwarf. Strength, kinship, and unity. So that's so cool. I like this little bit of lore here. They went to the efforts of writing this as well. It makes me think that maybe it was one of the first dungeons they did, and they wrote a little bit more extra lore than you find in the other dungeons. From what I can tell, the way forward will only open to those who walk the path of the virtues. I've seen devices that open gates. They are branded the same. When I used one, I heard gates before me opening and in the distant sounds of others closing. The way forward must lie in finding the correct path to walk through the virtues. Right, okay, cool. And the last thing, what of the creatures that lurk within? Oh my, frightful creatures await you inside, manifested of ice and forgotten memories. Not the sort of thing I care for, you know. One story even tells of a guardian known as the Remnant of Antiquities awaiting within the Anvil Chamber. Yeah, if you remember, we actually went in there and fought a different thing, the Fragment of Antiquities, in a different quest. So we have seen inside there vaguely already. It said that the creature was shaped and brought to life by the Great Dwarf himself to guard the anvil until such a time that our people would once again need its power. The tales also tell of one who would prove worthy of claiming it. I can only wonder what terror could stand, watching and waiting for the ages of innumerable down in the dark. The thought makes my spine tingle. That place is its domain, friend. I could imagine the air itself turning against you. Best step lightly. That's so cool. It's kind of quite descriptive of a few scenes I remember in Edge of Destiny that talk kind of similar to that. So yeah, quite a lot of lore written about this. Pretty cool. I like his little chalice thing that he's holding as well. So there you go. They really set up what the dungeon could be like really in there, but at the end of the day, it's just like any of the other dungeons. It will be more reused assets, which is a bit of a shame. I'm going to sync up our entrance with the other team who we're going to be racing against and see who wins, and then I'll pass you straight over to my past self, guys. So yeah, let's do it. I can't wait. Alright, let's do it. Okay, in we go. Sweet. So, the Sepulchre, however you say it, of Dragrimmar. Okay then, hi guys. Today is Monday evening. That's when I'm doing this commentary. I almost didn't do this today because, guess what? And I'll probably talk about this in my Let's Play video tomorrow in the Warring Kryta. The Mesmer was, well, it wasn't officially revealed. Somebody leaked the reveal of the Mesmer again. You know how with the Profession reveals, they do like little skill videos as well that they do every time. It's such a shame. I'm really excited, and I've just sort of been fanboying over it for a few hours now. But it's such a shame that so many of the Professions have just been completely and utterly leaked recently. Like, I don't remember the last one that wasn't leaked. It's such a shame. But yeah, so the Mesmer has been revealed. It's pretty awesome, and that's what's going on with me today. But yeah, I wanted to get this one done. I had a little bit of a look around on the blog just a second ago, and I realised why we hadn't seen the Human Week in blog posts, basically, why we hadn't seen those, is because in February of 2011 there's actually 2 pages on the blog worth of articles that went up, so that's why I'd missed out on them. But I've had a look through them, and there's one pretty interesting one. So as I said, in every single race week you get the end of the week ends with a nice big lore blog post with a story in it, and there's also in every one there's one that's got little sound bites in it as well. So we'll do the sound bites for humanity in this video. video, I suppose. You will notice that the video is very slightly sped up again. It's about a third sped up. Actually, as I speak, hold on, Frostmore's Burrows is 71% uploaded at the moment, and that's where I actually say to you guys, oh hey, do you like it when it's sped up? So we'll see what you guys say about it, but I'm doing it again here anyway. But yeah, so basically this is going to be about 30 minutes long, the dungeon. I won't reveal who won the race. I'll let you guys, I mean, it's not that climactic, I must say, but if you keep an eye on the chat box down the bottom, you'll find out who won the race and how that all went. I won't like spoil it at the start like I did before, so yeah, I'm sure that's probably the best way to do it. Yeah, let's just get cracking on with it, shall we? Then, so this blog post is called. There was one called "Oh the Humanity," which just introduces the idea of humans in Guild Wars 2, which I'm sure we're all very much familiar with. We know a lot of that stuff anyway, and if we don't, we'll learn about that in the Movement of the World article. So yeah, I'm just going to do "Against the Wall: Humanity in Guild Wars 2," right? So, my name is John Ryan, so this was written by John Ryan. My name is John Ryan, and I'm one of the writers on the Guild Wars 2 design team. We've been working hard to make the world of Tyria feel like a living, this sounds exactly how the Norn one started, living, breathing place, filled with amazing sights and terrific adventures. In this post, you'll find a small sample of how we're giving humanity a voice in Guild Wars 2. For us, voice plays a crucial part in establishing a world. Voice gives us the opportunity to tell stories with drama, humour, and, more importantly, a realistic tone. So yeah, this is super important. Obviously, like, Guild Wars 1, the whole reason why all my content exists is because the game didn't deliver this fantastic story in a very good way. It didn't engage people. If you wanted to really enjoy it and learn about it, you were basically stuffed, and you had to sit there reading huge, long walls of text. Come Guild Wars 2, ArenaNet are making a decisive push away from that, and they're trying to give voice to pretty much everything. So you will be hearing a lot about the world as you walk around Divinity's Reach and all the different capital cities. I'm so lucky I didn't die there on that ice jet. As you're walking around with all of the different capital cities and so forth, you'll be hearing all little bits of news that's going on in the world from the people themselves as you walk around, and it's really, really cool. So this blog post, if I remember rightly, was the first time we really heard some of the voice acting that they were doing, and people bitched about it in this article. They just went on and on and on about it, and it's because what they did is when you hit play on these voice snippets. Also somebody left a comment telling me specifically how I can download them as well, which is awesome. So thank you very much to you, kind sir. But yeah, basically what you do is when you listen to the snippets, there's no like background audio, so it just takes it completely out of the game essentially. In game, you're going to be hearing the wind blowing, you're going to be hearing the ambient sounds of the city, and all these voices are going to be layered up against other voices, so it will feel a lot more immersive and realistic. And people, I don't think that really twigged for people when they listened to this, and they just thought that voice acting sounded bad, or that the quality was bad, which just totally isn't true at all. It was just a bit ignorant of how these things will actually end up in the game. So do bear that in mind, guys. I will defend these voice clips in that regard. But yeah, so what do they say? Sorry. If we can make the humans of Tyria look, act, and sound real while making it feel like you're humanity's champion in its darkest hour, then we've succeeded. It's a high bar, but it's one we're committed to reaching. Humanity has taken a beating in the last 250 years between Guild Wars and Guild Wars 2. They've lost their homeland of Ascalon to the enemy, the Char, and they've lost contact with the lands of Ilona and Cantha after the rise of the dragons. So yeah, actually in mainland Tyria, let's not forget this, the humans are pushed back like mad. But potentially they're doing okay in Cantha and maybe Ilona as well. I mean, we've got some evidence that suggests that maybe they're not doing amazing in Ilona, but it is something to bear in mind. Most of what's left of humanity has been relocated to the opulent city of Divinity's Reach in Kryta. It's here that you'll start out if you play as a human character. So, from a random stroll through the streets. When you arrive in Divinity's Reach, take a moment to walk through the massive city, and then visit the nearby farming plains of Shaymore. As you explore, you'll run across a cross-section of humanity who are either struggling to get by, gossiping about family members, or anxious about what the future holds. So yeah, I remember when they were doing like the guided tours of the demo when the first demos were coming out at Gamescom 2 years ago, they really highlighted a lot of these voice clips and talked about, oh, we have 60 feature films worth of dialogue over and over and over again. So it was pretty cool to be able to hear it straight up without having sort of a crappy recording from a camera or the screen. So here's the first one. This is called Big City and Stranger Things. I'm going to play it anyway, and obviously the downloaded version will be in the video, but I want to actually listen to it, so yeah.
You know where a girl can get some work?
What can you do?
Well, I was a farmer until centaurs trampled my fields and burned my house down.
No farming jobs in the city. Check the quarters. You might get lucky.
My sister's getting married again.
Stranger things have happened, like necromancy.
She's marrying a bard. The guy with the pan flute who plays drinking songs.
I can accept the dead returning to life, but marrying a musician makes no sense whatsoever.
Your son joined the Seraph, didn't he?
Yes, but I haven't heard from him in months. I'm worried sick.
He's stationed in the old Ascalon settlement, isn't he?
Yes, last we heard the Centaurs were making a push down from the north.
The next letter you send, tell him we're all very proud of him here in Shaymore.
The merchants are worried. Centaurs keep disrupting supply lines to the city.
You'd better stock up. Things could get bad. Do you think they're getting closer to the city gates?
I don't know. Centaurs keep moving the front line.
How long can they keep sending reinforcements? Where are they coming from?
Somewhere north. I don't see the battles, just the bodies. I'm sick of all this death.
We need fresh food. We need caravans. And we need to hit the Centaurs so hard they never come back.
We kill a commander one day, and the next their scouts are at our gates. The war could go either way.
All we can do is tend to the wounded, bury the dead. Can't give up.
I'm told it's getting worse. Centaurs trampling fields, burning houses, killing farmers.
We have a solid army, and people are coming in droves to help us.
Food is in short supply. We can't get things like we used to.
If they can reach enemy commanders, this will be over in a week.
And if they don't?
Don't talk like that.